Hello, this is GoGeek, and this video is about building big and launching a colony. Let's start with a generic rocket so we can actually load the space colony into the editor. So right now I have a simple cargo rocket here, so we're going to load that. And now we're going to switch over and load the actual item, the actual colony. You would do it through either the share, the link, or in my case, I have it installed. I already have it. So you have it here. So I'll pick the latest version. It is installed. It's just not visible right now. So what we have to do is we have to scroll in or zoom in to it. Now you can see the stalk. The stalk is 6 kilometers long, so I have to actually move down. So what you need to do in this case is right click and just scroll. Sometimes you might be off a little bit, so you want to keep in line with that stalk. And now the space colony reveals itself. As you can see that there's a large section that's not visible. That is the draw distance in the editor itself, which I assume around 1.5 to 2 kilometers, 1,500 meters or so. Moving around the editor at this scale is a bit difficult because you have to do some odd scrolling, and sometimes you have to switch how you get around, in the sense of you have to go perpendicular to where you want to go, and it's kind of move to get to that location you want to get to. It takes a little bit of doing of zooming in and out and then switching to 90 degrees, but you can do it. From here you can see the ring of mirrors and the faux solar panels. Not real solar panels, but they look the part. Some more movement as I try to get to a specific location, and that is the underside where I can show where the mirror is located, or I should say the mirror control is located. That small black spot is the control. And you can see the radial wires connecting to the 24 spots. Then you can also see there I'm highlighting the tanks of RCS and the thruster packs. We can zoom a little bit farther. You can see now the docking ring in much better light than the last couple of videos. As you can see, I also highlight there, the docking area. It's left open so that the mirror control can slide down and away from the station without breaking. Now to explain how I get so big with my colony. I've highlighted the central area, and as you can see, that I have it now at 400%. This is using the Tinker paddle only. I've not used any XML editing whatsoever. The main hub is 25 meters across, and then you multiply that by 4, making this 100 meters across. I've also tweaked the mass. This allows the colony to actually get off the ground, even from Luna. I use similar tactics here with the spokes. The spokes themselves are 45 meters in length, and then I just simply use a Tinker panel to make them bigger. And because these are spokes or pylons, then I can just simply add them end to end, allowing me to have 600, 800, 900 meter long spokes, giving the size. again, I tinkered with the relative size. So the part is 25 meters across, but then again I multiply it using the tinker panel, change the mass if I need to, and now I open it up. Now you can see what's inside. As you can see in here, yes, I use simple geometric items, mostly pylons, to do what I needed to do to give the illusion of what's here. So a river, mountains, trees, buildings, all throughout this valley. Here is an image of what I was going for. Oh, and undo is your friend. I have a very finicky mouse, so sometimes I'll press things that I don't want to. So I'll get duplicates sometimes that I need to get rid of. So it's always good to have that undo option. The problem is over time, especially if you have complicated constructions, having 2,000 or more pieces means that the undo process takes 5 to 10 seconds every time. As you can see here, I'm trying to whittle with it, and it takes time for it to update. Alright, I undo twice, and there it is, no more. Let's close this up and get ready to launch. Okay, let us get going and launch this colony. We're launching from Luna because it's the only way to get this thing off the ground. Even with tweaking some of the mass away, that's still frickin' heavy. And even with 60 Apex engines, I still have to launch it from Luna. There's just an easy way around it. Alright, we're gonna load. Oops. This is on drone. This could be a problem. And yeah, it was a problem. Yeah, whether weight or the buildings got in the way and it broke. So we get to reload again. So just a moment. Get it ready. We will launch from Luna, as I should have said it did. And that should handle a bit better. So we get to wait for it. Luna and the craft to load. Okay, so we're going to speed things up so we can actually get a daily light launch. So, and there we are. As you can see, it's sitting right there, just on the edge. From here, you can see how it's perched on the cargo area, where the Mohr is. Now we'll get ready to launch. Using control group 8, I will now open up the habitat ring to show it off. So there it goes. As you can see, the entirety of the ring. And now we're ready to launch. And we have thrust. Barely thrust. As you can see, it does not lift up fast. As you can see, the 60 Apex engines on the spokes. And now we're getting ready to start our first maneuver. First we have to get up. At the time of this video I thought it was only 5 kilometers, but actually I need to be up at 10 kilometers. That way I can also do the switch to horizontal flight, or at least to the 15 degrees that I've set here. I found out that it does not like changing direction or changing angle in the slower speeds, but once I set it up to 10 times, then it immediately flips over. So we'll wait for that right now. I'm slowly gaining altitude. And there it goes. Yeah, fine. There you go. It just flips so nice and quickly. Now thrust horizontally so I can start gaining speed, so I can get to an orbit. So continue thrusting as we speak. So mostly just looking at the speed as it goes up. We're now at like getting close to 300. We need to be about 650 meters a second to orbit. You can see it's still going on. Even the tether, even though it's supposed to be a tether in Simple Rockets 2, it becomes a structure. So that's why it's extended outwards as such. Now we can actually start thinking about getting the orbit set up. So while it's still in coast, we can now add more thrust and get that set up. And there we go. Circle-wise a little bit. And now we're ready. So we'll take advantage of the automatic maneuver system and get that set. So let's get the angle down to 0. Now it's set at 0. Now we can start thinking about that last burn to circularize the orbit. Okay, so now we'll set it up to do automatic burn. There we go. Click time and burn, and now launch. Now we'll pretty much use all of the rest of the fuel to get into orbit. And you can see there I'm showing the this 10-pack of engines. So there it goes. Finally. And we're done. We're in orbit. Now that we're in orbit, we can actually deploy the mirror. This never gets old for me. I just think it's pretty cool that you have this large, thin object, very reflective object, controlled by a single unit with just RCS. It just looks cool to me. Now I need to get control of the control unit itself. And now, where it is, and we press W to go backwards. We have to be in translation mode, of course. There we go. And now it's just finally back out. A little bit of speed up as the mirror deploys. You can see. Double check the orbiting, sure I have the colony set, so that I can also check the target velocity. A successful deploy, and now we can work on other things. The mirror is safely away, so it shouldn't cause any more trouble. Now we can actually tweak the angle of attack so that the sunlight would hit the mirror, then bounce into the secondary mirrors, allowing light to be on the habitat ring. So now we can cancel the translation, so we can then actually change the pitch and yaw. Let's zoom out a bit so I can show the solar furnace at the end of the tether. Now we'll set that up and back out. And you can see right there the solar furnace at the end. We'll zoom up a little bit. There is a docking station here too, for those who are adventurous. You can see here how it looks, essentially. That was the idea back in 1975 when this was proposed. There's the docking port. There you go. Essentially a bunch of struts and a solar furnace. And before we go, a better view of the interior of the habitat ring. So now we're in space. I can zoom in, kind of pull back, show it off. Get myself angled so I have the best sunlight. A little bit of tweak. There we are. See the night side and the glow. And then to the other side where you can see what sunset looks like, showing off the buildings and lakes, rivers, trees, and farms. Because, you know, in 1975 they thought of actual real farmland. And this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. This is Go Geek, signing off.